After playing Deliver at All Cost, my biggest takeaway is disbelief that it's an indie game. Don't let the basic cutscenes or top-down camera fool you. The true magic of this game reveals itself as you cruise through its stunning alternate 1959 setting. That's when you'll realize what a blast it is to play. This rock and roll retro world is a playground for wreaking havoc, and that's the game's core selling point. Every single thing you see or encounter in this world is destructible. From buildings and structures to fences and even people, you name it. This unparalleled destructibility leads to incredibly satisfying, often humorous moments as players plow through the city in their seemingly indestructible vehicle. Developed by Far Out Games, this title has proven to be a goldmine for publisher Konami. They really have something special here. When I first started playing, I knew almost nothing about the game beyond a few interesting gameplay videos I watched on YouTube, and the fact that it was free on the Epic Games Store. I initially assumed it would be a delivery simulator with the destructibility twist. However, as I started playing, the game introduced so many diverse and interesting layers that it kept me on the edge of my seat. And if you're like me and likely tired of corporate cash grab games and seeking something genuinely awesome and captivating, this is it, Chief. My 8 hours with the game shattered my expectation of basic delivery missions. Instead, I discovered incredibly creative and varied objectives, packed with hilariously dumb, absurd, and undeniably cool moments. One minute, you're delicately delivering watermelons so that they don't fall off the vehicle. The next, you're transporting exploding fireworks, leading to some truly bombastic visual chaos. One moment you're delivering giant flopping fish, the next, you're transporting balloons that lift your vehicle into the air. The game throws you into diverse scenarios. Sometimes you're stealing packages to get ahead in a delivery race, other times you are simply trying to survive an earthquake. The game constantly keeps you on your toes with such inventive tasks. More than just simple A to B deliveries, these missions keep the gameplay fresh by offering unique twists and challenges. I've only just scratched the surface as there are so many more cool missions I don't want to spoil. The game further enhances its chaotic vehicle-centric style with elements reminiscent of Crazy Taxi and Burnout. This brings us to the gameplay and its destruction galore. There's such satisfaction in it all. I've witnessed destruction in video games before, but never anything like driving through buildings and watching them collapse like a pack of Jenga cards. As strange as it may sound, I also got a kick out of running over people in this game. The ragdoll physics are incredibly cool. There's no limit to taking shortcuts in this world, no barrier you can't break through. Simply obliterate whatever stands in your way to complete the delivery. While the vehicular gameplay is undoubtedly the highlight, on-foot sections are far less engaging. Puzzles involving your winch, for instance, aren't particularly fun, and the brief platforming missions, though potentially awesome, simply can't match the intoxicating driving and destruction. If I had to nitpick the gameplay loop, my only issue would be how some missions feel prolonged due to your superior spamming very similar tasks consecutively over the phone. As a consequence, moments of tedium can arise. The gameplay loop suffers from one major problem though, the 4 to 5 second loading screens that occur when traveling between districts. Though not inherently long, these brief pauses severely hurt the game's otherwise seamless and smooth flow. However, don't let that minor issue overshadow this game's technical achievement. It's one of the most polished titles I've played in a long time. Even on my RTX 2060 gaming laptop, which isn't powerful by 2025 standards, I consistently achieved 80 to 100 FPS at 1440p on the highest settings. And I encountered not a single bug or glitch throughout my entire 8-hour playtime. When it comes to the moment-to-moment gameplay, it's nothing short of a blast to play and immensely fun. This is undeniably the core strength that holds the entire game together. If you've watched my past videos, you know I'm a sucker for game setting and presentation. It's what drew me to video games in the first place. The threat of visiting amazing worlds and unique, interesting settings. And this game is certainly no slouch in that regard. The alternate 1959 setting in Deliver at All Costs is more than just surface-level aesthetics. It deeply permeates the game's identity. It truly immerses the player in 1950s Americana. The car designs, period-appropriate architecture, and overall postcard-like imagery, complemented by details such as polka dot dresses and radio ads, firmly established the historical setting. The soundtrack is equally impressive. It's so good that I found myself nodding my head during those reckless drives. The game's vibrant rock and roll facade masks an unsettling undercurrent of nuclear dread. This element introduces a quiet tension that intricately weaves into the unfolding, often bizarre narrative. We will delve into the narrative shortly. There's immense love and respect shown to the era the game depicts. Even indoor environments, like Winston Green's residence, are brimming with character. This is a semi-open world setting, which again surprised me. I didn't expect any kind of open world section, and the ability to literally drive any parked car is awesome, reinforcing my point that this doesn't feel like an indie title. The semi-open world comprises 3 distinct interconnected towns, starting with St. Monique, a unique tropical setting akin to a Caribbean island, followed by Shellington Falls, an outback town offering a more rustic and desolate feel, and finally, the sprawling metropolis of New Reed, providing a dense urban environment for chaotic deliveries. This variety in locales and also weather keeps the environments fresh as the story progresses, with New Reed being my personal favorite due to the sheer recklessness its destruction allows. And I really like the neon lights and stuff. It gives the location a strong, cyberpunk Gotham City-esque vibe. All of this culminates in Far Out Games' warm, hand-painted and distinctive art style. It's incredibly cool and immersive from the top-down perspective, perfectly capturing the retro aesthetic. This fusion of modern graphics with a classic isometric third-person view is reminiscent of older GTA games. The cutscenes could be considered a minor technical drawback, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting cinematic quality here, and they're still really cool at times, serving its distinct visual style, so I'm giving them a pass in this regard. Speaking of giving them a pass, let's turn our attention to the game's narrative. Mild spoiler alert, you can skip this part of the video if you want.
The jangle of a confounded alarm clock, but it seems to be a bit busted. I wonder why. Oh, there goes another one.
Since I certainly didn't come here for a story, the narrative of Deliver at All Costs again surprised me with its unexpected and substantial depth. The game begins by following Winston Green, a highly likable, down-on-his-luck individual working for the perhaps otherworldly delivery service We Deliver. He's tasked with delivering highly unconventional and absurd cargo, lending itself to a dark comedy. The initial setup is genuinely intriguing, and Winston's mystery quickly hooks you, thanks to the gradual reveals of his past. We slowly see a completely different man emerge, one devoid of rage, with a mysterious connection to the United States Atomic Energy Commission, short for AEC. This unfolding corporate conspiracy provides a strong backbone for the first act. The second act is where the story truly escalates into outright craziness, delving deeper into Winston Green's past life as an AEC engineer. This thread unravels, connecting to a larger corporate conspiracy, revealing We Deliver as a mere front for their hidden agenda. This is also where the narrative pulls a genre-bending move, transforming into science fiction, very similar to another game I reviewed this year, and that is Lost Records Bloom & Rage. Without spoiling much, this is where the story, in its high ambition, somewhat loses focus, moving beyond simple career chaos into something much grander and stranger. Well, I don't want to criticize it too harshly, as I didn't come in expecting much from the story. I truly appreciate the setting and how the life simulator angle with Winston Green felt perfectly at home. Ultimately, I like the story. It certainly subverted my expectations, even if it became overly ambitious in its final third, where I thought it could have remained more grounded because the first 2 acts were really promising and intriguing. Still, I think you'll find something genuinely interesting here, especially if you, like me, weren't expecting a deep narrative. To put a final stamp on Deliver at All Costs, I spent 8 hours of pure enjoyment in this game, exploring an amazingly cool setting that deeply respects its historical period, engaging with its fun, seamless and bombastic gameplay, and following a story that, while a mixed bag on harsh critique, thoroughly subverted my expectations. The best part? I experienced all of this without spending a single penny. given its free availability on the Epic Game Store. Therefore, I wholeheartedly recommend it even if you paid full price. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1000 subscribers and your support will help me a lot. And did you play Deliver at All Costs? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below and let's have a conversation going down there. Thank you for your time. Rax Plays, signing off.